This is the Spartan Body and Mind podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter. Spartan Body and Mind, we are here to help men reclaim their manhood. What do I mean by that? It means I want you to stop making stupid excuses. Excuses on why life is so hard and why life isn't as good as you want it to be, and why the world doesn't work for you and in your favor. Stop making dumb excuses and start taking action. Take action to live the life that you want to live. Listen. You need to take ownership of yourself. You shouldn't be stressed out. You shouldn't be overwhelmed. You shouldn't be exhausted. Yes, we want to pour our lives out, but we want to feel good about that. And you can feel good about that if you will prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional health. And once you are taking ownership of yourself, you'll be able to pour out into the things that matter most, like your relationships, like your purpose, your work, your hobbies, your play. Live a life of intention. And if we can help you do that, we would love to. You can go to thespartanprogram.com, thespartanprogram.com, and learn more about how we're helping men reclaim manhood. Today, we are talking about the Spartan Shield Brotherhood. What is the Spartan Shield Brotherhood, and what is this unbreakable bond? I mentioned one of the things that matters most for men is your relationships. And I think one of the things that we struggle with really having vibrant, vital relationships. Vibrant meaning they're really life-giving. They're not just surface. They're not just we get together and golf. No, they're deep. They're vibrant and they're vital. We depend on them. We actually have healthy accountability and vulnerability. You need healthy relationships. And one of the reasons your life is probably not healthy is because you don't have healthy relationships. Let me know. Write a comment below. Does this resound with you? What I'm about to say, does this resound with you? That you're a person you'll drop everything, anything to help someone else, but you are the last person on planet Earth to ever ask for help yourself. Let me say it again. You'll move heaven and earth to help people. Man, you want to be of service. You want to never be known to be selfish or if someone needs help, you're there. But man, you never ask for help. In fact, you would never ask for help because you don't want to be seen in need. You don't want to be seen as weak. You don't want to be a burden. Isn't that the dichotomy? Like, you don't think of those things when Johnny asks for help. You're just like, man, I want to help. You don't think he's weak and he's a loser. So why do we think that? Well, that's one of the problems. That's why we don't have deep relationships. We have some jacked up things going on between our heads. So that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the Spartan Shield Brotherhood and how they created a culture of deep relationships. Let me read to you the Spartan Creed. The Spartan Creed is this. It says this, quote, "This is my shield. I bear it before me in battle, but it is not mine alone. It protects my brother on my left. It protects my city. It will never let my brother out of its shadow, nor my city out of its shelter. I will die with my shield before me, facing the enemy. This is my shield." This is the Spartan Creed, this idea that every Spartan soldier was given three components. They were given a helmet and a sword, but they were told, these you can lose in battle, your helmet and your sword, because these are for your individual protection. But you are given a third thing, and that is your shield. And this protects the brother next to you. This allows us to form the shield wall. And the shield wall protects the brother on the left, right? The shield to not protect you, it protects the person next to you. Brotherhood, shield, brotherhood. In fact, there's another quote. Maybe you've heard this. I think this was in the movie 300 if you watched it. It's a quote by Plutarch, actually. And Plutarch says this. He says to the Spartan cries of their mothers to their sons going to the battle is this: "Come back with your shield, or come back on it." Come back with your shield, or come back on it. You better return with your shield, because if you lose your shield, it means that you cared more about yourself than your brother. Come back with your shield, or may they be carrying your dead body on it when you return. This is the importance of the Brotherhood of the Spartans, the shield brotherhood. Do not lose your shield. Make sure that you understand the value of this team. Make sure you live out the motto, others before self. There are 3 things I want us to think about today in light of what can we learn from this unbreakable bond? What can we learn about community, about friendship, about relationships? How can we apply these things to our life? Well, 3 things. Number 1, I want you to think about what it means to be alone. What it means to be alone. Now, there is a benefit. To be alone means you can go fast, right? A sprinter sprints alone. Well, they may have competition, but again, competition is not important to them. They're there to beat the competition, and they will beat that competition alone. They will cross the finish line first alone. So you can go fast, but you cannot go far, because that sprinter will break down, right? Think about a relay race. Not one person, again, if we're talking about Olympian trained individuals, one Olympian cannot sprint faster than 4 Olympians put together, because 4 Olympians put together can sprint all out for a shorter distance. The relay race, the relay team will win every time against an individual. And the marathon runner, think about running a marathon. Do you know how many people support a marathon runner? All the people that are there that will meet them along the race to give them water, to give them snacks, to keep them fueled so they can continue to run. It takes people to go far. You cannot go far alone. You can go fast, but you won't go far. And I would also say this, I don't think it's that enjoyable. I think there are aspects. I think about when I was a kid, I hated team projects. And why was that? Why did I not like team? No, I loved the camaraderie. The issue was when we did a team project, anything that we did for a grade or for a reward or to be right for a competition is so like high, what's that word? It's so prioritized for me to win that I hated team competitions, because I would always row the hardest, and I would hate that somebody would barely do anything, if anything at all, and get the same reward. I hated putting my grade or my chances of success succeeding. I hated putting that in the hands of others. But think about that. So was that really enjoyable though? Like I can't remember one thing that I ever did in light of a team, right? A team project that I can think back now and go, oh, hated that. Wish I would have done that alone. Like I remember in the moment, but it was because I just was so dominated in my mind. I needed to win, identity's sake. Right? So think about that. Like you can go alone, but you won't go far, and it probably won't be as enjoyable as it could have been if you went with others. And so then number 2, I want you to think about community. Community is important. Like to have community, right? But I want you to think there's a difference between community and brotherhood. Community is togetherness, but it's kind of a loose togetherness, right? You can, if you're on a cruise ship, you have community. You all chose that cruise ship at that particular time for probably a particular reason. If you took the Alaska cruise, it's probably because you like nature and you like scenery. If you took the Disney cruise, it's because you're one of those weird Disney people that love all things Disney, right? If you took the showboat cruise, you love maybe that whatever the music or whatever the show options that they put together. That's what you wanted to experience. So there's some camaraderie. There's some camaraderie in that community that's keeping you communal. But there's a difference between community and brotherhood. The Spartans had more than community. Community was they were Spartans. They all lived together in the community. But community did not make them a brotherhood, because The women weren't a part of that. The non-Spartan warriors, because not every man could be a Spartan warrior. There were things that kept you out. And so they weren't a part of the Shield Brotherhood. No. What made the difference? The Brotherhood actually was rowing together. Their community was a community of shared values, shared beliefs, and shared actions. Shared beliefs, their head; shared values, their heart; shared actions, their hands. They committed together to row. Community, you're not on that cruise line. You might be in community, but you might not even know anyone. You might not know anyone by the time you get off the boat. Like, you just experience things together. But the brotherhood is different. You're rowing together. There's a sense of ownership. And in a brotherhood, there's a sense of ownership of the person to your left and to your right. And see, that's what I think is missing sometimes in deep community and accountability. For instance, one of the things I'm chewing on with the Spartan program, this is why I don't want the Spartan program to be, I want it to impact thousands of men, but I will take my time doing that. I want the right people in it. It's not for everybody. Like, I turn people down. And turn people down, like, I mean, we have a conversation to say, like, are you really ready for this? Is this the program that would really help you get to where you want to be? Where do you want to be? Maybe you're not ready for the program. Like, I mean, probably the number one thing that keeps people out of it is just decisiveness. I get a lot of people who are, I love this. This is what I want to do. And then it's like, but I don't know if now's the time. I don't know if I really want to invest in myself. Well, you just told me that changed life. What you want to become. If I could do that for you, what would that mean? It'd be priceless to you. Well, priceless means you'll invest in yourself. You'll make it a reality. You'll invest the time, the resources, the finances. I don't know how you went from priceless to cheap. So you're not decisive. You're not ready. And I want people that are ready, because Spartans will make sacrifices. Spartans go through a training, right, that's almost hell, to become the men that they desire to become. The Spartan program is the same. Like, I want people in there that are ready, because when you're ready, who you are is going to rub off on the others that are in there. And if we just allow anyone in, then all of a sudden it lessens the brotherhood, because there's some people who won't be a shield brother for the others. I know that the people in there right now, even though none of them knew each other before they came in, none of them have ever met each other, they have no idea who the others are, but there's already a camaraderie. Those guys are like, man, how can I encourage the others? How can I encourage? How can I be an encouragement? How can I be encouraged? Like, the camaraderie in there is, I love it. And that's what I want to build. I want to build something where these become vital relationships that that you might never meet them face to face. Because we got people all over the United States. You might, in fact, all three of the current guys right now they're not even in the same state. And so I have no problem, like I would rather us really have these deep relationships based off of, let's row together. Let's accomplish something great. Let's become men who are in great physical health so we can be great husbands, great fathers, great employees, great employers. We can accomplish the things that we want to accomplish in life, to pour out with vitality and strength. That's what it means, right? The Spartans, look, that's why they became the most fierce warriors on planet Earth. This bond. Think about the power of that. Like, my fear now of battle isn't just individual. It's about my brothers. I can't fail today, not just for me personally, but because of what that would mean to my brothers. I used to say, I pastored for many years, and I used to say to people when they would, and I wasn't trying to guilt people to, like, oh, you can't miss church. You can't miss your small group. I wasn't trying to guilt them. I was trying to help them remember how important it is, though. And here's the importance. The importance isn't that you check a box, that you get perfect attendance. The importance is when you're not there, you miss out for yourself. But that's individual. It's not just that you miss out for yourself, though. It's that others missed out on what you would have contributed with your presence, with your participation. Others now had a lesser experience because you weren't there to participate. You weren't there to share your story. You weren't there to encourage. You weren't there to be honest and vulnerable, and that could have inspired someone else to do the same. That's called authentic community, and that's what we're trying to build with the Spartan program. And I think that's what makes it radically different than anything else. I don't know. I work with a lot of coaches. I consult with other coaches, helping them in their business. And I don't see this. I see most people, in fact, even the really good coaches, they do one-on-one stuff. They meet one-on-one with their clients. And some of them have group things, but the group things are really just them kind of as a head sharing ideas, and everyone kind of does whatever they want with it. That's not what I'm doing. I want a small group at a time going through the core program so that they build these incredible relationships. They're willing to be vulnerable and they can participate, because it's not 50 guys in a group trying to talk. It's not 50 guys in a group trying to get a word in. There's no place to hide because it's intimate. And so that we can actually have conversations. I can pull you into conversations. And you see the shield brother beside you. You get to know them. I think it's a powerful thing. And so if that interests you, if you're trying to become a man who gets off the hamster wheel and actually lives a life of purpose and intentionality, I would love for you to consider joining the Spartan program, or applying, actually, because you're not joining, you're applying. And then I'm going to sit down and talk with you, and we're going to chat about where you're at, what you want to accomplish, and if the Spartan program would actually be a good fit. And I hope, I really want, like I said, we still have some room. I can't wait till I get to come on this podcast and go, you know what, there's no room. And I hope that happens here. In fact, I believe it will happen in the next few weeks. I think that we're going to fill up this first batch, and then I will only allow in 5 guys per month. And so, because I want to keep it tight, I only want there to be 12, 15 max guys going through the initial 90-day program at one time, because I believe in building those relationships. So if that's you, if you're interested, go to thespartanprogram.com. Go to make sure to put thespartanprogram.com. Check it out. And if you think that that's something that could help, man, fill out this quick application. It's very short, and I'll follow up. I'll schedule a call, and we'll chat. We'll see. Because I'm here to help men reclaim their manhood, which to me means reclaim your life, reclaim your reason for living, live with vitality, live with excitement, live with energy and purpose and vigor, live with vulnerability, have some deep relationships, have some shield brothers to do life with. I hope that encourages you, and I hope that this week you'll take some action. Think about your relationships. Think about, are they really deep? Are they really intentional to help me become a better person, both to give and to receive? Until next time.